Hello and welcome back to another episode of Kaluno Gaming playing Satisfactory. So we're going to continue work here on our iron factory out in the northeast desert. Over here we still have a bunch of nodes that we need to pick up, and we still have a bunch of miners that we have to place, but I've kind of been working on a bunch of different projects for this individual project all at once. All of these little dots that you see out here are for helping me place miners, therefore helping me figure out belt work for when we get iron starting to flow to the factory. There's a whole big process. If you guys have any questions about it, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. I am kind of cutting out a lot of the monotonous parts of this build, such as laying all these foundations or setting up miners and some of the belts. Some of the more intricate belt systems I will go ahead and catch. Some of the basic belting, such as doing a bus line back to the factory, I'm probably going to just skip those things, just because I'm pretty sure people know how to lay belts at this point, and if not, it's a pretty simple task. It's just point and click, it flows to wherever you need it. So going to take a look at this iron factory that I have currently, I went ahead and set up all the refineries that we need in it, as well as set up the output lines coming down the central portion here. So if you guys are over on Reddit and you guys are part of either the Satisfactory game, Satisfactory, or I think there's one other that I always forget, but if you're part of those Reddit communities, you might actually have seen a glimpse of what the center of this looks like. And as I'm just kind of showing off some different parts here, it's like this will eventually be the area that the iron ingots flow across over into our train stations. This bottom portion here for this central waterfall of lifts was a pain in the butt. It took a long time to figure out how to get this to all play nicely with each other and get it to a way that looks nice for this area. If you guys have been following me, or if you guys are new to following me, you'll know one thing that I absolutely love is making my builds look aesthetically pleasing. Also with that, huge shout out to my last video and to all of the people who liked that video, who shared that video, and all my new subscribers. You guys are amazing. Let's see if we can get this video up to around 50 likes as well. So go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and share this video with a friend if you think they're going to like it. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps me out and really helps get my content out to new people as well. As you can see here, this is the main item spine for all of the outputs going down to that center. Kind of looks like a little Empire State Building, Chrysler Building type spire. I really like it. The other thing that I'm really liking are the ability to now place power poles on the bottoms of foundations. It's really helping this build look a lot cleaner by not having a ton of power poles strewn across the foundations right in front of the refineries. It also allows me to send the power lines through the floor in a lot more of a seamless manner. So I am a huge fan of those right now. Taking a closer look at this item waterfall, item spine, it's this basically everything is just rotated. It's the same kind of structure going down. You have 4 new lifts per floor, and a total of 5 floors. So it's going to end up being 20 belts worth of iron ingots at around, I think, 455 iron ingots per minute. So it's going to be a lot of iron ingots flowing out of this little factory here. Big factory. So, but this is the main kind of base start to our mini mega factory. So the BAB 5 is going to be more of a permanent factory. This hopefully will be the last big factory that I make, at least for a while. So this should supply us probably for a couple months, hopefully. So after I built this entire spine, basically my idea originally was to have water being pumped up the outside of this structure for all the refineries. Well, since I don't have tier 7 and 8 unlocked yet, that's going to be something that we're working on once we get the BAB 5 going. I don't have access to the Mark II pumps or the Mark II pipes yet. I had to switch up my idea a little bit, which is okay because something we do have access to is the packager. The packager, in my opinion, is a phenomenal little machine. It allows us to basically package water and unpackage water at a lot lower of a cost than a refinery. I believe these actually end up costing the same amount of power as a pump, so I probably could have still pumped water over here using Mark 1 pumps. I think it would have been around, in my math, it was like 8 pipes worth of water at 300 meters per cube per pipe, and then it would have ended up being a ton of pumps pumping up the side of this building. So instead I went the route of using belts and packaged water. I think it'll end up using a little bit less power in the long run, and it leaves for a little bit more unique of a building, since we're going to have a bunch of these water unpackagers up at the top. And it's got a weird hitbox, by the way, on these, that you can't just grab onto the ladder, you have to kind of jump onto them to be able to climb them. Back to water. Water we're going to end up getting from the ocean across on the other side of the desert here, or from the little pond on the right half there. And I'm still debating, going back and forth, whether to use a train to bring the water over, or the packaged water, or to use belts. So I haven't fully decided that. We're kind of going to see how everything fits together, and then I'll end up deciding that probably a little bit later on. Also, I know I have a ton of these floating foundations out here. These foundations I've been using to collect a lot of the nodes. So what I've been using is an entire world grid for my entire build. If you guys are new to this channel, this world grid I have extended from my BAB 4 all the way to my BAB 5 and all the way out here. It's going to be used across the entire world here, and I've been using it basically to help set up the foundations, my little 9 foundations under each miner. It takes a lot of time, so like I said, I've been cutting a lot of that monotonous stuff out of my video. But I'm going to jump ahead here to where I actually place the packagers, and you guys can see kind of my idea a little bit further down the line, to see kind of what I'm going at. Above each section of refineries here, there's 6 packagers on each side, a total of 24. For unpackaged water, it requires 120 packaged water per minute to make 120 water per minute. So you can combine these together to make 240. So I'll have 3 240 lines going down, flowing in this kind of 3 structure setup down to the bottom, and then this should, in theory, spread out and fill every single one of these refineries. In theory. We'll kind of see how that goes once we get this thing flowing. I'll double check my math before I even turn it on. And once we get this flowing, we'll have water coming in the bottom here, going up the one side, going into the packagers, unpackaging the water, and then empty canisters coming down this other side to head back out to our packaging facility, which I'm going to show you in just a little bit. Also up here, I have a really unique idea for the belt work. So probably in the next video, I'll end up showing you guys my idea for how I'm going to end up belting everything together, and how the packaged water will flow over. Most likely I will end up turning the packaged water on before turning all these refineries on. I'll most likely actually get that probably turned on in the next video as well. So if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on that bell notification. That way there, when I do release that video, you guys get notified and you guys can watch it as soon as it comes out. Also, I still need to work on the industrial storage containers underneath the train stations here, and also belting everything into the train platforms. So as you can see, there's a lot of moving parts to this build. Even though it sounds like a very simple build, it requires quite a bit of time. So following these sets of foundations out here, this is going to be our packaging facility, which is super tiny now. So before we used to have to use refineries to package water, and refineries were massive. So this area here is maybe, I would even dare to say, like a third smaller than what the previous refinery section would have been. By the way, I live right next to a train track, so if you guys are hearing a train horn in the background, that is probably what you are hearing, is the train at my house, not on the game. So you will hear, or you will see here, I am doing some basic math to figure out how many water pumps I need, or I mean water extractors, how many packagers, and how many unpackagers I need. So the math turns out to be I need 24 water extractors going into 48 packagers, which is what I have right here, going into 24 unpackagers, and then those 24 unpackagers will resupply the empty canisters back into these packagers to get packaged back up into water. So I need a bunch more rows of, or 5 more rows each of the water extractors, and I have enough packagers here already. Also, these packagers, once they're all said and done, turns out to be a nice even 6 lines or 6 belts of canisters and packaged water going over to the iron factory and coming from the iron factory. So that's what these little stackable conveyor poles are going to be holding. Are going to be 6 Mark IV belts going up some lifts up over these rocks across the northeast desert and into the factory. I'll probably have more of that built for the next video so you guys can see that. And I'll also have these areas here. These 3 sections in the middle that I just showed are going to be for the empty canisters, and then I'll have the 6 coming out of these other 4 areas for the packaged water. I know I'm kind of all over the place in this video. I'm just kind of trying to catch you guys up on it. That way there you guys can kind of see where we're at. Real quick, because I was not expecting to jump up to over 350 subscribers basically in a week, I'm going to head and let you guys know what the giveaway is. Once we get to 500 subscribers, we are going to do a small giveaway where I'm going to have 10 winners. Those winners will actually end up winning one of these. So I actually have some custom made limited edition Kaluno Gaming stickers that are a decent size. They're about 2 inches by 5 inches. I personally made this design based on my YouTube icon, and for anyone who has subscribed to my channel, you guys will be available to win these as well. And for anyone who hasn't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, because soon we will be doing that giveaway and you'll have a chance to win one of these awesome stickers that I have created. I know it's not the biggest prize in the world, but gotta start small. I'm not that big of a channel yet. As we get bigger though, if we do a giveaway in the future, it might be something bigger. So getting back into the video, we are going to head back over to the iron factory and show off these pips just a little bit more. I am going to be leaving these up for a while, and the reason being is I still have to mine copper out here, I still have to mine coal, I still have to mine limestone and caterium. So using these, like I said, I can place foundations down, set up miners, and then figure out my belt work from there. I am probably going to do those different factories at different heights so the belts kind of can overweave one another without having to run into each other. And that's where you see all these glass foundations as well. These glass foundations are going to be deleted in the future. They're just kind of laying out the base area that I want my belts to follow to go back into this factory. So with that, I think we're going to be cutting the video here soon. I think I showed off everything that I need to show off for this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I'm usually really good at responding back to those comments. I might here soon start changing it where I only comment probably within the first hour or two after posting a video, just because I do also have a job. I do also have a family that I have to, take care of. I can't spend every waking moment basically responding to comments, but I try my best. Also, if you guys have any ideas for any ways to make this build process go quicker other than mods, I know I do use the area action mod, and I do also use the Permaday mod now to make these videos. I am trying to keep this game as vanilla as possible since it is still my first playthrough. So if you guys have any ideas on kind of ways to make the monotonous way of laying belts or anything like that go quicker, I would love to hear those down in the comment section. Also, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every time I see the center section of this iron factory, I am just amazed. The new redesign of the refineries and the experimental build look phenomenal. I can't wait to see all these be turned on, and having this building that looks very minimalist on the outside have this really interesting gem of a building on the inside, I think looks awesome. I can't wait to have the packaged water and unpackaged or empty canisters flowing back and forth between our packaging plant over there. I'm super excited to get this build done, so next week we will continue building this and possibly get into something new. We'll kind of just see how it goes. But I think that's going to be all for this video. This will be Kaluno Gaming signing off. You guys have a good day.